Hey guys, what's up? Total Control 871, and tonight I am going to be blogging about a topic that I've been putting off for quite some time. Hillary Clinton and women in politics. Excuse me. Okay, women in politics. It really is a tumultuous subject. Earlier tonight, I was watching some old DVD favorites, Wonder Woman, the TV series. A great deal. Before you smirk at that, a great deal can definitely be gleaned from that. Season one dealt with our World War II Wonder Woman, and season two it dealt with the modern woman, or at least the modern woman of the 70s. Um, Computers were slowly coming into play, and with that coming into play like that, it really did open up. I'm not even going to get too deep into that. All you have to do is just simply watch these series, and you'll see for yourself the subtle backdrop of characters. Um, we saw women that weren't secretaries anymore. That is literally what it's all about. Women can do things other than secretarial work. Of course, it's a little bit of an irony that Hillary Clinton's title is Secretary of State. But what it all comes down to is when women wield the power of a man, they are immediately slapped with titles like penis envy, lesbian dyke, things like that. And if they do not, if they are shy and demure, well, then they're just simply as deemed as not suited for man's job. They really do walk a very interesting tightrope. It is why they tried to relaunch in 2011. They tried to relaunch the Wonder Woman series. It failed miserably. They even tried to relaunch the Bionic Woman series. That failed miserably. In this humble sci-fi fan's opinion, I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that nobody really knows what's going on with women today. And that's what this whole blog is going to be about. What's going on with women today, especially women in politics. Um, we see what black people did, men or women, with their emancipation, with their freedom from slavery, and then later in the civil rights movement. Everything was so good at first. I'm about to catch some serious shit now. If you guys thought I was salacious in my commenting about Jewish people, well, you're really going to get it now. Um, God, how can I even say this? Um, it could be argued, were black people, I'm not going to say better off. No, they were not better off. But did, I guess, okay, now I got it in my head as to what I want to say. Did a white taskmaster give black people better direction? Not, not, not that kind of direction, but did it give black people the definable enemy? You know, because humans of all colors, all walks of life, it's a thing of human psychology to externalize things. The white tormentor. As long as it was externalized, clearly, and when you snatch black people off of country roads and slit their balls off and hang them in trees, then yeah, that's pretty cut and dry. who your tormentor is. But now things have so radically changed. We had what was it, some white supremacy group in California today stage a rally. You know, black people, urban black people, they give so much cannon fodder to a lot of these supremacy groups. Um, the black on black crime, you know, Watts riots, they just destroyed their own neighborhood. Um, are black people now their own worst enemy now that they don't have a clear and defined white tormentor? Um, White racism is still there. I mean, obviously, we saw that today in California. It's there, it's not gone anywhere, but it's just so, you know. Um, Same thing with women, as women are, the civil rights is doing more and more for them. We have our first presidential party nominee, Hillary Clinton. Major milestone, and I'm almost certain that she is going to win the presidency. I don't even know if I want to talk about Donald Trump in this blog or not. I've got some strange thoughts about Donald Trump. I really can't help but wonder if Donald Trump was the abomination engineering of a Republican think tank. I remember when in 2012, was it? Yeah, 12, uh, when Obama won his second presidential term. That's when a lot of things started happening strange in the Republican Party. I don't know if you remember or not, but soon after his inauguration, you saw a lot of very key figure Republicans willingly resign. No scandal. They just simply went to work in Republican think tanks. They I can't help but wonder, is Donald Trump a product of that think tank? Does the GOP understand that their antiquated, archaic way of thinking is simply not going to work? I think they also understand that they have different echelons, different psychological echelons within their own party. Uh, my time living with Republicans for a couple of years definitely told me that they don't all think alike. They do not all think alike. They have, I mean, this my my buddy. I'll call him my buddy. Um, when he would get shit, from somebody called, because he definitely looks like a conservative white man. I mean, he is a conservative Republican, but he looks it too, you know. And whenever he would, it was like our little inside joke. Whenever somebody would call him like a racist, he would tell him, what are you talking about? I got a gay black man living with me, you know. But I really do believe that the GOP understands that for them to survive in this new millennia, massive changes are going to have to be made. And just like with the big auto, in the 08 09 financial collapse and the big auto bailouts, because the automotive industry was so heavily invested in gas guzzling SUVs that were all the craze prior, and of course, and people, they want things that were much more economical. Not economical because of a hip, trendy, left wing, thing. They needed economical as a way of life, man. Shit just got too fucking expensive. Their job was on thin ice. You didn't know if you were going to be employed the next year. So, no, you're not going to sit there. If you just had to buy another car, you're not going to sit there and buy something that's going to guzzle gas and, no. So, and of course, the automotive industry, they weren't prepared for this, Sure, they've been hearing about the hippies and go green forever, but now it became a very needed necessity because people's jobs and their lives were so uncertain, so very uncertain. I know I'm all over the place. Don't think I haven't noticed. I've started this blog like 3 times already. I give up. I'm just gonna be all over the place. That's all I can tell you. Um, I'll try and get back to women in politics here, but yeah. I'm gonna say this about Donald Trump, and then I'm gonna leave him alone and get back to my topic here. I want to know, was Donald Trump something, a farce? My original thoughts on Donald Trump was that he was a stalking horse. He was the bait. He was to be the prestidigitation. Have you ever seen the movie The Prestige? You'll know what the prestidigitation is, the prestige is. Um, he was the thing that was going to distract people. Look at him, he's so wild and outlandish. And then some of their more real candidates, like Jeb Bush, Rubio, Cruz, Walker, or whoever the fuck else had their hat in the ring at the time, Huckabee, whatever. For some of them to have a shot at it, a real shot. And it's like Trump was, my original thoughts was that Trump was designed to be this wild, outlandish thing that would draw attention away from some of the more uglier components to the GOP. Uh, yes, Bush, I'll just say Jeb Bush. Yes, Jeb Bush is conservative, but he's not Donald Trump. He doesn't say crazy things like that. So therefore, you might want to consider voting for Jeb Bush, huh? Huh? Yeah, maybe. No. Please clap. Sorry, Jeb. I couldn't resist. Please clap. Hmm. Hey, you're lucky I can't do sound effects on my blogs. but but then obviously as these what I thought were their real candidates fall away one by one, I'm like, so was he something that started off as a stalking horse that ran away from them? Did Donald Trump hijack his own experiment, or was Donald Trump something else? If he wasn't the stalking horse to make other GOP candidates look good, then was he something else? Does the GOP know from the very beginning, once they realized that Clinton was going to run, and man or woman, okay, I think both parties can agree that Clinton, the name Clinton, is a serious political powerhouse. It really is. It wields a great deal of power. Um, and for that alone, that at least, even if, because I know I made a crack about Hillary Clinton and the Situation Room when they were all, when SEAL Team 6 was going to capture, kill Obama. I mean, excuse me, Bin Laden. I bet some of you conservatives are like, no, no, you had it right. when um when SEAL Team 6 went to kill Bin Laden, um there's Secretary Clinton, all the the men, they're there, They are engaged, baby. They are watching this thing, because this is like a defining moment in the fucking and this is not only just for the president. This is a defining moment for all of America, man. And here's Clinton. Here's Hillary Clinton. Oh, oh. You know, seriously, Hillary. I think when she was running against, one of her first bids for president, she's on the campaign trail. Some woman comes up to her, and she goes, "Oh, Senator," I think she was Senator then. "Oh, Senator Clinton, I know you've been out here asking everybody how they're doing. I want to know, how are you doing?" And then Hillary said, "She asked me how I was doing. Nobody had asked me all day," and she gets like all teary-eyed because somebody asked her how she doing. Another woman asked her how she was doing. "Oh, let's just sit down at this cafe table right now, crack open a latte, and let's just talk. Let's have girl talk. Oh my, because women need validation. They have to talk about fucking everything." I know I'm all over the place. But that was Clinton. However, all of that being said, she does wield a great deal of political power, and that power will go with her, be it domestic or abroad. So, her being president, it wouldn't be a joke. She's not my first pick, but her being president wouldn't be a joke. Donald Trump is a joke, a complete laughable joke, a laughable joke that will immediately cease being funny were he to actually be elected. Trump, President of the United States. I don't know. Maybe is it time? Would it be time to like totally, end shit? If just kill yourself if he were to become president? No, I wouldn't kill myself, but I really would think about going overseas. I would think about going to Canada. It's just a very horrible thought. Okay, so yeah, was Trump an experiment gone awry, or was Trump something to be engineered and put in place as the Republican nominee, because Republicans knew? That's where I was going with that whole. I know I blanched off so many times. That's where I was going. Like Big Auto, and it needed so much time to stop because it had so much going in one direction. Same thing with the Republicans. It needs time to stop. The hate mongering, it just has to clean up so much shit if it ever wants to get back into the White House again. They are definitely going to have to do a complete 180 on the gay thing. I mean, if nothing else came out of Orlando, those 49 people who died and 53 people tragically wounded, if there's anything I can say about them, is that they definitely cemented into history the GOP are going to do a complete 180. There will be no more attempts to derail marriage. Did you not think it's strange that Kim Davis suddenly just shut up? She withdrew her appeal. Just an immediate shutdown, okay? Kim Davis, the marriage clerk or whatever the fuck, the county clerk, completely her political advisors, okay? Somebody went and tapped her on the shoulder, okay? Yeah, and guess what? It wasn't God, okay? She knows. The GOP knows. Gay, don't. You've lost that fight. It is so done and over. So done and over. You know, it's like turning the steering wheel on the Titanic while it's sitting on the bottom of the ocean floor. Not even sinking anymore. It's sitting on the bottom of the ocean floor and you're still turning the steering wheel. Yeah. Done. Over. Um they also understand immigration. Everything that they are known for being hateful for, okay? It's just going they're going to have to just a massive restructuring. So I think they understand. And to do that restructuring, they're going to need time. They're probably going to need another 4 years for them to recondition the different echelons of the Republican Party. You have white collar Wall Street Republican. You have what I call light blue, almost white, or maybe a white shirt with a blue shirt with a white collar, you got that level of Republican. And then you do have your blue collar Republican, and then you got your hillbilly sister fucking, you know, white trash Republican. All these different Republicans need their minds carefully reconditioned. Um, I read another book, not recently. This book I read a while ago. Jim McGreevey, yes, New Jersey's gay governor. Um, okay, I admit it. I bought his autobiography and read it, hoping for some scintillating scandal of all the dirty hot sex and and actually it had like practically none of that. Matter of fact, it didn't have any of that. The book, believe it or not, it turned out to be a um what do you call it, like politics for dummies, because I wasn't politically savvy. It turned out to be a politics for dummies guide. It was very informative. If you're not up on how politics work, pick up his autobiography. It shows how he started and how he progressed along. I mean, governor, that's a very high office, a very high office. Next step is like the president and shit. To learn how it was just very interesting. The integral works, the kind of power that the party bosses can wield. He lets you know as to who actually controls shit. In other words, the book lets you take a look at the man behind the curtain. Several men behind the curtain. It was truly interesting. Oh shit. I'm out. You know what that means? Much better. Uh so yeah. Um very good read. His autobiography definitely let you know how things work behind the curtains. And you're definitely brought up to speed as to how the things work. Donald Trump, I just he is something that I think he's just this joke that the GOP put in place while they get their party clean. That's what I think it is. That's what I think it is. So that when the GOP gets defeated, yet again, I think their great and powerful Oz think tank let them know you are not going to beat the Clinton political powerhouse. You're not going to beat it. So once they came to terms with that they're not going to beat Clinton, okay, then they said it's going to look so bad if we end up getting beat again. But oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. What if there was the biggest fucking ass clown of a candidate that ended up getting beat by the Clinton powerhouse? Who do you think that could be? Oh, I don't know. Donald Trump. So either Trump. So that's my political theorem on Donald Trump. Either the man was a experiment that they lost control over, like like in so many science fiction films, they create a monster, lose control over it, or was he put in place by the political party, by the GOP, to begin with, because they knew they were going to lose against Clinton. They knew that all along, and they wanted to mitigate the loss of face. Mitigate the loss of face. Getting back to women. I don't think women know where they're at right now. I really don't. Um, like I started to say all about black people and their liberation. What do women want with their liberation? What are they going to do with their liberation? They're getting their equal pay. You can't you can't look at their tits. Keep your eyes up here. you know. Make sure you don't look at their tits, even if they come to work dressed super fucking slutty. And mm. and then why do they want to come to work super fucking slutty? I guess that's a question too. You know, because they've been given so many passes, in this. I know I'm going to end up saying this just all fucking wrong and not get my point across. But it's like, special concession, you're pregnant, special concession, you got to breastfeed, special concession, you need babysitters, special concession, you need emotional time, special concession. How many of these special concessions are going to finally spoil the final rendering of what you get? Whatever the field of profession is. Doctor, lawyer, journalist, uh, construction worker, whatever it is. How many special concessions are going to finally ruin the final rendering? I was watching a special on how they make carbon fiber bike frames. And not only bike frames, but the carbon fiber that is used for aircraft manufacturing. How even the slightest, littlest imperfection will cause the whole fucking thing to come to a screeching halt. And if need be, they'll start over from scratch. No special concession was made there, because you have to have the ultimate in the rendering. This has gotten long. I'm at 30 minutes now. So either I've made my point or I haven't. I'm not anti-women. I think women are capable, very much indeed. I'll say this. I believe women, if there are, not saying that they're guaranteed to be, but if there are psychological faults, foibles, or little imperfections like I spoke about in the carbon fiber, if there are these little minute distortions, imperfections, it is my personal belief that it happens in the child's formative years. Um, Girls are assigned their gender role, not their sexuality, not their sexual orientation, but their gender role. You know, uh, don't be aggressive. I think you guys know what I'm talking about, so I won't spiel on there. Um, boys don't cry, boys don't talk. Girls can talk. Girls can sit down with their celestial seasoning and just celebrate the moments of their life, like Hillary Clinton when she met with that lady on the campaign trail. Oh, it was in a coffee house too. Oh, let's just sit down and talk about it, because that's the role that is assigned to a woman. To really push that point that I'm talking about, think about it like this. You know how gender identity and bathrooms are all a big fucking hot button issue? If a gunman were to storm into an office, and in this office there were men and women, but a woman was transgender, male to female, and this is it. The bullets are starting to fly. In those critical moments, how do you think that transgender woman is going to react if it is her final moments of life? Whether trying to defend herself, defend others, or attack. Okay, whatever option this transgender woman is going to do, I can guarantee you one thing. She will be doing it as a he. Guaranteed. You're never going to convince me that all those years, formative years of childhood and adolescence, and depending on when she ended up transitioning, spent as a man, that you're going to actually be a woman. When you were at death's door, no, I don't think so. You are going to be a man in a dress, fighting for your fucking life.